Alright guys, what is going on? This is T-Right Lorcana. Today we're going to be going over this princess deck. I'm not going to say that I've recorded this video like 5 times now and the audio has been messed up every single time, but you know, it is what it is. If you don't know who I am, I'm Trenton Wright. I've taught the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh tournament ever held. You guys are probably sick of hearing this. I play card games a lot. That's basically all I got. So we're going to be looking at this princess deck. I did a video about this saying, you know, it had the highest win rate on Pixelborn. It's actually a fairly good deck. I've made a couple changes for the list I originally posted. I've added in a couple early game cards because I noticed that it struggled against early game matchups while keeping in all the draw power and all the late game stuff that allowed it to perform well against Ruby Amethyst, which is essentially the deck to beat right now, if you guys did not know that. So we're going to go ahead and give it 3 games. I just played 3 games with this deck, and man, I won every single game. I played against aggro, I played against the mid-range, and I played against the control, so I beat literally every single matchup. That was great. But now we're gonna do it again. Run it back. All right, so since we don't know what we're playing against, I'm gonna keep a Minnie Mouse just so that way if Casey's playing aggro, I got the Minnie Mouse to kind of help me out. The fact this hand really not the greatest. This is really not what you want to see with this hand. You want to see more early game cards in case he's playing some sort of aggro, which if he's playing the song, he probably is. We're gonna get rid of we're gonna ink Moana here just because we're gonna be pretty far behind, and Moana's kind of, you're already ahead. You want to be playing her. Have a lot of princesses in my hand, it'd be great, but you want to play her when you already have princesses on the field. And it seems right with this hand right now, it's gonna be pretty hard to keep princesses on the field because I'm gonna be trading and trying to slow the game down in order to make it so I can make it to these top end cards, which it's gonna be rough not having a 3-drop. But we'll see. Maybe I draw a Jasmine off the top and everything's fine and dandy and the world is perfect. She's playing yellow, Amber, inking another song away. So it looks like this is like some sort of Amber song deck. Not really too worried about playing against an Amber song deck. No offense to him. I just feel it's probably more of a fun deck than a competitive deck. So honestly, I'm just not going to play the Minnie Mouse. I just would rather ink it, so that way I have more cards to play my later game cards other than my Minnie Mouse. Didn't ink it just yet, just in case something comes out on turn 3 that he plays and that where I need to respond to it with the Minnie Mouse. But from the way it's looking, probably won't have to do that. I'll probably be able to ink the Minnie Mouse next turn and just pass back to him. And then we'll probably get the double ink with Belle, ramping up to 7 really quick. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and ink away Minnie Mouse. Tempting to play Jasmine here, but we're gonna save her so that way we can ink with Belle. It seems like it's some sort of control matchup or something like that, so playing these early game cards, though they do apply a lot of pressure early, he's inking away Gastons and whatnot. Don't really want to play a Jasmine just for it to die to a Gaston. So we're just gonna double ink with Belle and keep going. The double ink will allow us to play Robin Hood with the draw card next turn. And so it looks like he's playing some sort of control matchup, a control deck, but instead of Amethyst, he decided to put in Amber as his draw engine, which has a decent draw engine, but we'll see if it plays out for him. So we're going to take the Robin Hood because we get to draw the card. I got a Dragonfire with Belle. Really kind of okay with that. I'll probably play Aurora next turn. He's already inked away an Aladdin, so it's pretty much a dead giveaway that he has a big Aladdin in hand here. I want to put away Maximus and play Aurora to kind of ward off Dragonfires. And we won't quest because we don't want Aladdin to get value here. There's the Aladdin, as we talked about, which we will. So now we've come into a situation where, do we want to play Stitch or do we want to play Hades? We definitely want to play Stitch. I'm thinking about it. So the reason we're playing Stitch here instead of Hades is, I think this is going to be more of a trading matchup than a rushing matchup. So Belle's kind of like an endgame card. I'm just going to put her in the inkwell and keep the Mufasa because the stats are just better. I'll be able to trade with these Aladdins that this guy's playing. So we played Stitch there so that way we could kill Aladdin without losing our character. So we'd have one damaged character to heal with Rapunzel and draw 3 cards. So essentially the game plan now is if he quests with Aladdin, hit with Stitch, and hit with Robin Hood, play Rapunzel, draw 3 cards, ink something, play Mickey Mouse, and be really happy. And then we'll probably grab the Belle back from the discard pile with Hades to really apply that pressure. So he's going to copy me, he's going to play his own Stitch, smart. And we'll see where he goes from here. So the thing to be worried about here is he does play Be Prepared because he's playing red. So if I Hades this Stitch or Aladdin or anything like that, he's probably going to immediately play Be Prepared. So we're just going to ink and we'll take back the Belle. So we're going to essentially play value cards here to try to bait out the Be Prepared. Without actually losing a significant amount of cards. But the issue, so we can't really quest because the Aladdin has 5 health and all our characters do not have 5 damage. So we kind of just need to keep playing characters until he gets rid of the Aladdin or he taps the Aladdin himself and we get to kill it. If Aladdin gets a swing on something and then gets healed by Rapunzel and draws 3 cards, that's pretty much game ending for me. But yeah, like I said, I was able to bait out Be Prepared, which is more than happy with that. So we'll be playing Mufasa, inking this character that I don't know his name, and we'll be playing Belle with 5 lore. Pretty good that she gets to option to get a Be Prepared. Doesn't get it though. Hopefully he doesn't already have another Be Prepared in hand. Because I'm just fully planning just going wide here and trying to make something happen. It's unfortunate he drew Aladdin, because now I'm scared of the big Aladdin. Definitely has Maui, which will be used to kill Mufasa. I'm in a pretty tough spot, but questing for 8 doesn't seem that bad. So both of these guys kill him, and then Maui kills him. My Stitch swings back on Maui, and then I draw 3 cards with Rapunzel. He draws 2 cards with Rapunzel if he opts to play it. I think I'm okay with that. I get more draws. Here comes the Maui coming to kill Mufasa. Goodbye, Mufasa. You were a great lion. But now you are in the discard pile. Maybe you'll come back with Hades. Didn't really think that through, but the play still stands. Stitch will kill Maui. And then my draw cards will still be drawing cards. We'll actually ink the Flounder and just go ahead and draw more cards. So I have all the removal in the world. Hades to get the Hades. So I have an endless loop of Hades, which will probably be relevant in this matchup. And I'm ahead on lore, which is also important. The only thing is we need to be careful about the Aladdins. But we've seen 2 big Aladdins already, and hopefully he doesn't have another little Aladdin to threaten a big Aladdin. But I think I have to be, in this matchup, I have to be the one to be the aggressor. I think if we stall out and keep waiting, he essentially wins with cards like Maleficent. So I need to be sure that I'm questing away. And we'll just throw the Hades on board. Get another Hades. This is really no reason not to. We have so much removal that we'll just keep questing and keep playing removal. We have 4 removal in hand, 5 if you count Hades grabbing the other Hades. He's going to be forced to be prepared me, or he's just going to lose. Good quest for 5 here. We're going to 17. It's kind of tempting, and then honestly doesn't seem that bad. He's gonna have 1 removal spell, but he's not gonna have 2 to get rid of both Mufasas unless he plays Be Prepared. And if he plays Be Prepared, I'm happy with that. So I think that's the game plan. Drop both of these and force Be Prepared or him losing the game. Because he'll have 1 removal for sure, but will he have 2? He doesn't have enough mana to play 2, so he doesn't have a Dragon's Breath. Maybe he could play 2 Dragon's Breath, I guess, but I don't think he's going to have 2 Dragon's Breath in hands. Typically, you don't play 4 of that card in these red decks. And he's already played 1. So there's maybe, 2 more in his deck at most? Probably 1, if I had to guess. He probably has to Be Prepared in hand, but he just doesn't really want to play it. And I know if he does play it, I'm dropping Hades, grabbing Hades, playing the next Hades, grabbing Bell, and playing Bell, and then he's just in the same boat he's in right now, where he's kind of screwed. Looks like he's digging for Be Prepared, or some sort of answer. Maybe he doesn't already have the Be Prepared in hand. So you're going to grab a card from the discard pile. Unfortunately, that character does not have Rush. And there's the Be Prepared. And we'll be playing Aladdin with it. So he doesn't have a way in his deck to tap my guys down. So what we're going to do is we're just going to threaten lethal another way and put his card back in his. Yeah, we'll just threaten lethal again. He'll probably play Maleficent or something. Yep. But I have so much removal that it does not really matter too much. Tempted to play Hades to grab the Hades back, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to play the Maximus. And threaten lethal again like that. The reason we don't play the Hades here is because essentially Hades gets this Hades gets another quest, and essentially I could play a Hades every single turn, forcing a removal card every single turn until he loses. Which he probably will just run out of removal cards, I would imagine. And we will just do it again. Essentially, this is the game plan for the rest of the game, is just play Hades, grab Hades until he can't play a removal spell. Game plan is still going to be Hades, grab Hades. Unless he has two of those in hand. He does. Okay. I top deck any character, which the only non-character in my deck is Let It Go. Unless he has Maleficent, it should be okay. And the fact that I need to get one ink, I'm just going to, even if he has Maleficent, he's going to have Maleficent. Then he's going to have Dragon's Breath. Then he's going to have another Maleficent. You know, he's essentially going to have to deal with 3 characters in a row before he can win. Hades get Maleficent, that's pretty good. Get Aladdin. That'll make me lose a lore. Okay, not bad. I would have... Not the route I would have went, but not bad. I now have 2 characters again, so... there's no reason for me to quest with Flounder there and risk Aladdin attacking with a big Aladdin. I could just leave it like this, force removal. Interesting to keep grabbing Aladdin. He's got 4. So it just tells me he has big Aladdin in hand. I'm just never going to quest with the card until I have lethal. So if I was him, I would have grabbed the Maleficent and Maleficent into the Flounder, and then grabbed Maleficent again, Maleficent into the Maximus, and then at that point you would have a little bit more lore. I'm not sure if it would be pretty close to winning the game. I'm not 100% sure if the math would add up. So you'd have 1 more from Aladdin, so you'd be at you'd be at 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. But you got 14, 15. Yeah, I think he would have won if he would have grabbed the Maleficents. Would have squeezed out a victory, but it looks like unless he drew a Be Prepared that he can not sing, so that he can shift out Aladdin to sing the Be Prepared, which he can no longer shift out the Aladdin to sing the Be Prepared. Looks like the victory is going to the princess. And that's game 1 down. That was a pretty long one, and it was actually a pretty good match. Yellow-red seems pretty decent. The draw power on Stitch is just so good. And then any trade you do, there's a lot of rush with Maui to get those easy Rapunzel heals. Seems pretty solid. So here we're going to essentially just put back everything because we're just looking for those early game cards, those Flounders, which we got 2 of, so now we're happy. But the issue here now is that we don't have a lot of inkable cards. So looks like it's a purple, purple deck, which means we don't have to play a Flounder, which is good, because we need to not play Flounder. We need to, we need the cards that we can ink. So, yeah, so it looks like it's purple Amethyst, or holy moly, ruby Amethyst. And with the changes I've made, so I used to beat this deck pretty easily, but with the changes I've made to have those aggro cards in, might make it a little bit more difficult, but well, we'll find out right now. So we will get rid of the Maximus to play Mickey Mouse. I just think Mufasa is probably more valuable in the matchup. Even though we could have played Maximus next turn, we'll probably end up playing Mickey Mouse next turn. And Robin Hood is definitely going to trigger, so that's a valuable card to play. Okay, we're not playing Mickey Mouse, we're playing Rapunzel. I didn't. And he'll be playing the Rafiki to kill the Mickey Mouse. We definitely need to take the draw cards here because right now our hand doesn't beat his deck. Ink Jasmine here because we just want these higher mana cards, the higher ink costs to win this matchup. Just want to be playing threatening characters at all times. That's kind of the game plan. We're actually okay with that, right? So we'd rather attack Rafiki here anyways, because then he has to either trade Maleficent or Rafiki, whereas if I attack Maleficent, Rafiki kills Rapunzel for free. So this is actually a better attack for us to do that anyways. So we're not really worried about him readying Maleficent again. We'll play Mufasa, which will probably be Dragon's Breath, if I had to guess. Very dangerous for him if I had a Rapunzel again. If I had a second Rapunzel to Rapunzel my Rapunzel, that quest for one would have been devastating to him. So almost guaranteed he's playing Maui to kill Mufasa here. But we'll play Mickey Mouse, get the lore. I really want to ink something so I could play Hades. That'll give me Rapunzel back. But I don't really want to ink either of these cards, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go for it anyways. I'm gonna ink Let It Go, play Hades. The reason it's just so important is because it opens up my Stitch play next turn to draw two more cards. And then I guess it'll leave the threat of Rapunzel on the board for the rest of the game. Can't imagine he leaves that tap knowing I have Rapunzel in hand. Yeah. Spending a lot of mana to ready that back up. It's looking like it's going to be a Be Prepared turn next turn. Just the way he played that, kind of. I can't really tell you why. I just have that gut feeling that he's kind of expecting me to play a good card and be prepared. But if he doesn't, I have a lot to draw with Stitch. Ooh, and this Moana is a very solid card to be playing in this matchup. So we'll see what he decides to do here. Yeah. More than happy. Or not more than happy, but don't really care too much about that. We'll play the Moana. We want to get more ink, but we just don't really have anything I really want to get rid of. I'll get rid of Mufasa. I want more ink so I could be playing more stitches. It's important to keep the stitches because there's going to be a lot of removal and I need to draw a lot of cards. It's important to keep the Rapunzel so I can always threaten the Rapunzel play. Don't really want to Hades that. Can you be prepared back? Kind of interesting. We'll ink the Rapunzel. Or ink the Rapunzel there kind of makes him hopefully worried that, or puts him at ease that maybe he doesn't have to play around Rapunzel anymore. But he obviously does. But maybe he'll not realize that. Tempted to quest here, but I want to keep 2 characters out. So, you know what? We will quest here. So I'm hesitant to quest because I'm worried of him playing Maui, killing it for free. You know, we really want to keep the 2 characters. Looks like the only time he would ever quest with that was if he was playing Be Prepared. Yep. Which is fine. Play Hades. Hopefully I have another Hades in there. I do. Do I want to play Hades to get another Hades? Another card. Yeah, you know what? I think I will. And the card I will be getting is Mufasa. Kind of want to get the Stitch, but I already have 2 Stitches in hand that I'm kind of struggling to make live right now. I played the double Hades to make the Stitch live. I typically would have just held the other Hades to have the infinite recursion, but there's more Hades in my deck. There's another Hades in my deck. It'll be okay. And hopefully this enables my Stitch to be played. Play Belle. This might force another Be Prepared, which I actually don't really want to see, but it's not the biggest deal if he does. So we're happy trading the 2 Hades into the 2 Maleficents, but he's probably just going to play another Be Prepared. That'll be number 3 of 5 because he shuffled 1 back. Now we'll play Mufasa Maximus, which one of them will probably get Maleficent, the monstrous dragon, burn him up. Putting the broom back. He's kind of scared of decking out. It works for me. We'll actually play the Aurora here to protect the Mufasa from Maleficent. Enables my Stitch. Weird that he only opted to tap down Aurora. Oh, because he only could. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, I definitely can only do that, so that makes sense. He's going to attack it. Very weird play, knowing that I have Rapunzel in hand to draw. I'm actually just going to draw with Rapunzel and Stitch. Tons more cards. So now it's a matter of, do you have another Be Prepared? Ooh, Moana would be so good here. He would really be struggling if I hit a Moana. But this should be a Be Prepared turn again for him. If he has it. If he doesn't, then I probably win. Which it looks like he doesn't have it by just doing that trade. So now he's going to be playing the Monstrous Dragon to kill the Mufasa. I assume that's what his plan was. That's the reason he did that. But I'm going up to 15 lore, putting the Monstrous Dragon into his Inkwell, and getting Hades, starting the recursion of my Hades, my yellow Hades, to get Hades, infinite looping them. So I'll essentially always have 2 lore on board with Hades, getting hit. And my big Hades will be able to deal with any threat he plays. Can't play Monstrous Dragon because he took too much ink playing Rafiki. Second Magic Mirror. So it is actually pretty scary if the one card in hand is a dock. He gets to shift 5. Then can he replay? He can't replay, so it doesn't matter. If he could replay, it's scary. But because he can't replay, essentially you say, you play all these cards and you say, draw, be prepared to lose the game. And even when you draw, be prepared, I'm getting 2 more Hades out, so then you'll have to draw another one or lose the game. Essentially just too much value in this deck for him to keep up. I think his first Be Prepared was a little bit, he shouldn't have played it. It was just to get rid of a Stitch and like 2 little guys. When like he kind of telegraphed he was going to play it, and then I think he just got stuck in the mindset of like, I have to play it on this next turn, and so he played it when I think he really shouldn't have, because really all you were killing was a Stitch. Not that good. So it looks like no Dr. Facilier coming out. Even if he had it, it wouldn't have mattered. He's out of mana, out of ink, out of options. And that's going to be another win for the Princess deck. Beating the deck to beat Ruby Amethyst pretty convincingly. So we'll go into game number 3. Against SharePoint Rad. SharePoint Raddy. just expecting an aggro matchup. I haven't played against one in a while, so I kind of want to put back Mickey Mouse. So it's just the debate on if I keep Mickey Mouse here or not. Because if it's aggro, I don't really want it. I want another early game card I could play instead of him. Opted to keep him though, just because I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. Hopefully I'll be okay. We'll find out. Another purple. If it is purple, there's this card I should have inked this Hercules card instead of my Maximus, because if it's another control matchup, I essentially never need these cards, and it is another control matchup. I'll just start ramping. To make sure I'm still recording there. So he inked a Maleficent. That's important to note. He has one less Maleficent. Don't want to quest. Really shouldn't have inked that Maximus there. We should be playing Maximus, unfortunately, but we cannot. So we'll have to pass turn and wait till we can play Mufasa. Looks like we'll be playing Robin Hood unless we draw Rapunzel. So we'll be drawing a card there. And the Robin Hood will be able to kill the Mickey Mouse. So the fact that this guy's playing Mickey Mouse with brooms that having that recursion is a threat to me. But we'll see exactly how it plays out. I'm going to get to draw 2 cards with Stitch, it looks like here. So that's not too bad. So I have a lot of options here. And we'll attack Maleficent, heal it, draw some cards. It's honestly, there's no reason to rush drawing cards. I can draw cards on any turn. I'm going to get rid of Mufasa. I could just not attack, draw 2 cards, and then draw more cards with Rapunzel next turn. So I think that's probably the play, because I can't imagine him not questing with a broom. He's got a broom, might as well quest. Yeah. And then I'll let it go the Mickey Mouse, kill the broom. Gotta draw 2 cards with Rapunzel. We're kind of happy with that play. Did that wrong. So set on attacking. But it's okay. Not on top of my game today, but we'll play Rapunzel, heal back up. We'll ink. We have to ink here. But which card is pretty rough? Probably Goofy. So I see Gaston will be trading into Robin Hood. Be playing Maui to kill Stitch. Seems good. You still have a lot of cards though. So, be able to take care of you. And Hades will stop the drawing. We do still want to ink, but it's hard to ink right now. I need all of these cards, I feel like. So I'll probably just not ink this turn. I think all these cards are very good. Maybe should have inked Mufasa away. Probably the card to ink if I was going to ink one. But I didn't. So not letting it go that Mickey Mouse this last turn probably lost me the game, like legitimately. Because essentially he's gotten too much value with this broom. He shouldn't have gotten 2 lore right there. Three lore he just got because I did that play wrong, and will likely lose me the game. We're actually just gonna let it go both of these. And then it's our turn to quest. And I foresee Magic Broom attacking to kill Belle. But maybe not. Just gonna draw Maui to kill the Belle. Yeah, that mistake likely cost me the game. But see if maybe I could pull it out still. But I foresee be prepared this turn, which essentially just seals my fate. I mean, so a lot of you probably are thinking, oh, you know, it's just a broom kill you missed, not a big deal. But essentially, so this broom has now gotten 3 lore, and the Mickey Mouse got 2 lore. So he should be at 9 right now and not 14. So I am 100% going to lose the game because I did that incorrectly. We're going to quest here just because I foresee Be Prepared coming out. But this man does not want to play it. It's going to 4. We'll play this first, see what we draw. Attacking there doesn't really do anything for me. But neither does questing. Questing puts me to 9, which gives me 6 more next turn. Yeah, I have to do this so I can draw removal cards. But there's not enough removal in the game for me at this point in order for me to have a shot at winning this game. And again, I'm going to keep saying it, but I just want to really drive home how important it is to play correctly there. You feel like Oh, it's just a little misplay. It doesn't really matter. But looking at this, he's at 17 lore when he should be at 12. 17 lore, at 12 lore, he doesn't get away with just kind of questing out like this. But at 18, when he should be at 13, at 18 lore, I definitely lose the game here because I have to clear this board. Which I just can't do. So yeah, that one bad attack. If this was the same thing and that's not be prepared in his hand, and he's at 13 lore instead of 15, I very much win this game. There's no doubt in my mind, right? So one mistake looks like it cost me the game, and you know, that's how it should be. You make the mistake, you deserve to lose. All right, I think that's a pretty solid game 3 too. Shows the importance of playing correctly. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more gameplay videos. My local tournament, this guy had a really cool like musketeer taunt deck that I want to show you guys. I got to rebuild it, test it a little bit, get a good build going. But man, it was really cool that I saw. So I think I'm gonna, my next gameplay video will be on that. So subscribe if you want to see more videos, and thanks for watching.